When a woman starts ignoring you, most men panic. They double text. They ask, "Did I do something wrong?" They try harder and somehow things get worse. But here's what most guys don't realize. Ignoring her back isn't the solution. Understanding the psychology behind silence is. Because when a woman ignores you, it usually means one of three things, and each one requires a completely different response. Before we talk about what to do, you need to understand why being ignored hits so hard. Psychologists call this social rejection sensitivity. Humans are wired to fear being ignored because, historically, rejection meant losing safety, support, and connection. So when someone pulls away, your brain treats it like danger. That's why your first instinct is to chase, to message again, to explain yourself, and to fix it immediately. But here's the truth. Chasing, when ignored, often lowers your value in her eyes. Not because you care, but because desperation signals insecurity, and insecurity reduces attraction. Most men make the same mistake. They think, if I show her more attention, she'll come back. So they send another message, then another, then a meme, then a hey. And suddenly they look needy. Psychology calls this overpursuit behavior when one person invests more attention than the other. Attraction rarely grows when effort is one-sided. Studies on interpersonal attraction show that people value attention more when it feels earned, not forced. So when she ignores you, doing more is usually the wrong move. The first thing you should do when a woman ignores you is pause. Not panic, not react, pause, give it time. Sometimes ignoring has nothing to do with you. She could be busy, stressed, overwhelmed, or simply distracted. Modern life is full of interruptions, and delayed responses are normal. So instead of assuming rejection, give space before creating a problem that doesn't exist. Psychologically, this shows emotional control, which is one of the most attractive traits in social relationships. Here's something interesting. Silence creates curiosity. When you stop chasing, the pressure disappears. And when pressure disappears, people often feel more comfortable coming back. There's a concept in psychology called reactance, which means when people feel pushed, they resist. But when you remove pressure, resistance fades. So if she ignores you, don't flood her with messages. Let silence do some of the work. Now, silence doesn't mean disappearing forever. If enough time passes, maybe a day or two depending on the situation, you can send one simple follow-up message. Not emotional, not dramatic, not needy, just calm, something neutral. Psychologically, calm messages signal confidence, and confidence makes interactions feel safe rather than stressful. One follow-up only. Not five, not 10, one. After that, the ball is in her court. Sometimes ignoring is temporary and sometimes it's intentional. This is where emotional intelligence matters. If someone consistently ignores you, avoids responding, or only replies when it benefits them, that's not confusion, it's a pattern. And patterns reveal priorities. Psychologists often point out that consistent behavior matters more than occasional words. So instead of guessing, look at the pattern. Does she respond eventually or only when she needs something? Does the effort feel balanced? Because ignoring once is normal, but ignoring repeatedly is information. Here's the biggest shift you can make. Stop waiting and start living. One of the strongest psychological principles in attraction is scarcity of attention. People value what isn't constantly available. So instead of watching your phone, go do something meaningful. Work, exercise, talk to friends, build skills. Not to make her jealous, but to build your own independence. Because the most attractive mindset is this: my life continues whether you reply or not. Sometimes ignoring is a sign of disinterest. And the strongest move isn't chasing, it's letting go. Not out of anger, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. Healthy relationships require mutual effort. If you're always reaching and she's always silent, that imbalance slowly damages your confidence. Psychology calls this emotional depletion, when one-sided effort drains your mental energy. Protecting your energy matters. So when a woman ignores you, don't panic, don't chase, don't overreact. Instead, pause, stay calm, send one follow-up if needed, watch patterns and focus on your own life. Because the real power isn't in forcing attention, it's in staying emotionally steady when attention disappears. And the man who controls his reactions is the man people respect the most. If you found this useful, comment below. What's the longest someone has ignored your message? And if you want more psychology-based relationship advice, subscribe for the next video.